obviously 5 changes from last week, a couple of injuries. I suppose forcing some of those changes. But how are you feeling ahead of tomorrow?
Yeah, we're excited. I think to be back here at Aviva. I think it's they're great occasions, these Christmas games. And there's always lots of variables this time of year. Overall, the group are in pretty good shape. I think our guys. Everyone's just excited to play now at the moment. As I said, it's a pretty competitive group that we have, and there's lots of change with lots of teams at the moment. If you look across all the different pools, for us it's just trying to control everything we can ourselves now. We've got ourselves, so the players have got themselves into a position where they're in a good place in the pool, but now it's just about kicking on now and making sure that we try and get everything we possibly can from this game. Hopefully a big crowd. The weather's conditions are due to be okay, I believe. So hopefully it'll be a good spectacle then. So I thought it was a great spectacle last week in terms of 2 teams wanting to play in the right way. And it was a good physical game. Obviously both teams lost a couple of players from the weekend. So there's adjustments from both sides. Northampton, our team that we've studied quite a bit over the early part of this season, and seen the progression that they've made. So, and I thought we were stretched for lots of the game last weekend, particularly in the first half, the first 35 minutes. And we're behind after 35 minutes, and Northampton had some very good chances to maybe be further ahead as well. So, just important that we try and look after possession. We have the ball, that we're trying to shut down Northampton and the threats that they have, and the multiple threats. A couple of changes from last week, but still Proctor's an incredibly dangerous player, Narvoro's incredibly dangerous player, Bigger is incredibly experienced, number 10, and they've a good competitive group of players themselves. So it's a good challenge for our guys. Everyone's looking forward to it. Everyone's a little bit nervous, I think, this time of year, because they are very, very big games as well, and it means a lot to our guys to play here at the Aviva in front of what is a huge crowd, in terms of the global club landscape. It's a massive crowd to get to a game here, so I know it means a lot to the players to have that level of support there. So for us, it's just trying to prepare well this week and ensuring that we can put in a decent performance.
Does it change the approach slightly, knowing that that you guys are so far ahead at this point with a couple of more games to go? As disappointing as a loss would be at the weekend, you'd still be more or less there.
I think we understand, based off the last couple of years, because obviously there's the competition in your own pool, but then if you're serious about progressing in a tournament, you want to be trying to get as good a seeding as you can, and you've no control over what goes on in the other pools and what all the other teams are playing. So it's important that we very much focus on what we can control, and we can control what level of performance that we deliver at the weekend. That's based on how we go about preparing for the game during the course of a week. And guys have applied themselves well this week. We've talked and said all the right things. Now it's just about trying to deliver on the field, and as I said, trying to get as much as we possibly can from the game. Because in the shake-up at the end of the pool stages, you start to compete against the other pools as well. And it's important that we want to be, we want to push on. We want to be in the quarterfinals. We want to have a home quarterfinal, because over history would tell us you have a better chance of winning your quarterfinal if you're at home. It doesn't guarantee it, but certainly statistically there's a better chance. So it's just making sure we try and stack the deck as well as we possibly can in our favour.
And is there any other update on Johnny?
Yeah, he's seen somebody in the UK, and he'll go back there just to get an update in a couple of weeks. And but he's working hard to try and get himself back as quickly as possible. But it won't be a million miles away, hopefully.
And no time frame, I suppose, maybe at this stage.
Not exactly, no. But he's making good progress.
Must obviously give you then the confidence that having Ross Byrne to go in there won't be his first big European game, that he's quite experienced at this level.
That's the thing. The layers of experience that Ross has picked up over the last 3-4 years has been fantastic. So, and he's waiting for these opportunities every time he gets them. So I thought he led the team well when we were away in Glasgow a few weeks ago in terms of his on-field leadership, and even when he steps into the team at the weekend or last weekend, whatever it is, 42 or 3 minutes, and he's very commanding presence in the group. So even having Ross, he's he has a very clear understanding. Obviously, missing out on World Cup selection, he comes back to us a little bit earlier. So he's been great for us so far this year.
Neil, sorry, can I just ask you on Johnny, is it a knee ligament injury that
Yeah, you can see he twisted his knee, yeah, so he's, I said, like, he's seen a specialist, but he's under control and on the mend now.
And is the goal now kind of Ireland really in the Six Nations, or do you think he'd be back for you guys before?
Yeah, we'd love if he was back, yeah, but it's probably more realistic for Ireland, yeah, I think, yeah.
And just the situation of Hooker then as well with Ron.
Yeah, so Ronald's hand, yeah, so with obviously James Tracy starts again. James has been very durable, played a lot of games for us this year already. Brian Byrne comes onto the bench. Sean Cronos, he was away at the World Cup, so he's back training fully now. So we'll see. There's a chance he may be involved now next week. We'll just see how everyone pulls through this weekend. But he's back training fully, which is the pleasing thing. So we're well covered there, thankfully.
Scott, the last two European games, you've gone away. You went to France. You beat the side top of the French top 14 last week. You went to Northampton, a side unbeaten there since April. Like, what does that do to for the confidence of the squad, on a back-to-back week?
Yeah, I guess for a lot of guys in the squad, we've been kind of getting confidence from a lot of games. Obviously in the Pro 14 as well. But those two games are. I still think we could have done better in both games, and things we could have improved coming out of both games. So we'll look to do that tomorrow night.
And what can you take, I suppose, or what did you take, I suppose, from a 7-try victory last weekend?
Yeah, I think flattered us in some ways in that first half, as Leo said before. We're under a fair bit of pressure, and to get the try before half time or go in front just before half time, gave us a good boost going in the second half. So.
Leo, just in terms of the evolution of the team, I guess, and some of the younger guys coming in and stepping up and everything that's happened, I suppose when the Irish players are away at the World Cup and the transition since, you must be really pleased with the place they're in right now, just in the overall kind of step back.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, the World Cup is a great chance when a lot of guys go on to get selected for Ireland. Like, it gives us a great window to work with, a lot of the younger players and, a few of these other people that we have as well in the group. And, the contact time is really important, I think, for, it's the sustainability of, like, the club and the team really as well. So, and that pressure, I think, is good, when guys get the opportunities, and a lot of them have grabbed it with both hands. And this is obviously our 4th European game now in 5 weeks, and the game in between where we made a lot of changes for the Glasgow game, where guys go away to a very difficult place where we've struggled traditionally, and come with such a positive win over there. That was really pleasing, and again, it's just kept the momentum going in both competitions. And obviously after this week, then we're going to try and manage a lot of those guys that were away to World Cup again, because just with the length of the season, World Cup, Europe, there has to be some sort of break point for those guys, so they'll get a bit of a break over the Christmas period, and again it's going to give other guys a great window to play and showcase what they can do. And if someone drops out with injury, like we feel or believe we're well covered, because guys have had the experience built up at different points during the course of the season. And again, like, we want guys pushing on and representing Ireland during the Six Nations as well, so guys can commit fully to that. And at the end of the season, hopefully it's going to be a long block of games, and there's a tour to Australia at the end of that. So there's so much rugby, but overall, we're pleased with how the group is going, and guys are processing the disappointment of selection well, I think, as well, and they're channeling in a very positive way. And that's a tricky piece, like, for us, because it is a competitive group, and guys are frustrated at different times during the course of the year, but they understand as well the sort of the bigger picture piece, and they just have to bide their time and wait for their opportunities. So as I said, we've made some changes this week to try and freshen the thing up over the back-to-back. So we have a couple of injuries that have been enforced on us, and then we'll try and freshen the group over the next few weeks as well. But we're pleased with the attitude that guys are displaying, and it's overall it's a good place to be at the moment.